Hey fellas, what's going on? It's a beautiful Friday afternoon here in Astoria, Oregon. Well, it's not afternoon, it's like 11:30. You get the point. It's fucking gorgeous outside. Not to be that guy talking about the weather perpetually, but this bears mention. It's gonna be 80 degrees outside. It's super windy, but all over town, it's like crazy autumn colors. So it's like all these bright flashes of orange and yellow with some green sort of peppered in, but it's hot and windy. It's fucking cool. Just got home from work. My Fridays are pretty fluid where I take care of stuff in the morning and then I'm basically on call the rest of the day. So, clearly, time for a beer. This is something called Columbus Architect. It's a beer that we brew up at the Fort George. It's a fresh hop IPA. The can art is awesome. I really like it when we get these, blanks. I don't know, it just looks cool. I like drinking beer out of a can with nothing on it. But the label art for this is cool. It's this green specter with long fingers and like a flowing death shroud. And it is 6.6% alcohol. 6.66% alcohol. How are you guys doing today? Is everything going all right? I hope so. Cheers. Goolicious. Speaking of cheers and good cheer, I'm listening to a cassette by Old Toby. So Old Toby is just one of the many side projects of Mist. Mist, Coniferous Mist, Serpent's Isle, Nocturnal Effigy, Longsword, Lichen Castle, etc., etc., etc. Mist is easily, as I'm sure you know, one of the best synth producers of all time. And this album is no exception to that rule. What's cool about this one is this is one of his takes on Tolkien lore. So the Tolkien universe has existed in electronic music for a very long time, at least the 70s. And so there's a lot of it. And in Dungeon Synth specifically, there's like, it's a fucking nonstop Tolkien fest. And for me, my personal favorite dealing with Tolkien lore and Dungeon Synth will always be Grimdor. Grimdor, gee whiz, I sure do like Grimdor. But this one's cool. Yeah, this one's cool. When I got it, I was like, geez, this is kind of like, it's not that he's aping Grimdor. I think it's just thematically. I think just whenever I personally think of Tolkien and Dungeon Synth, I think of Grimdor. So anything will remind me of Grimdor. But this was put out on Mist's label, Lost Armor. Very, very do-it-yourself. He records these off one at a time in real time. Xeroxes the J cards and mails them out. So a labor of love, and we're all better due to him being around doing what he does. Look at that. Gandalf saying hello to Bilbo. Delightful. All right, I've got 2 pieces of mail that I wanted to show you. Well, 3, really. The third piece of mail, I've tried to, I opened it. I tried to do a video of me opening it originally, and this was months ago, and I couldn't do it. There's just too much, literally, to unpack. So hopefully I will nail it today so I can forever put it at rest. because it basically sits in my living room as a beacon of personal failure. All right. First up is a package from Jordan Courtney out of Prairieville, Louisiana. Jordan, I met him in the cassette group on Facebook. He has been producing really, really, really cool bootlegs. He has a really good eye for detail. His design work is great. The tangible, like physical copies, the physical media that you get is really well put together. So it's a recipe for success, and this is my first of at least 2 packages that I'm going to be getting from him, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be getting more shit from him because he does stuff that I like. Could I get a duller knife to open a fucking package? All right. Got 2 things. The first is the original soundtrack to Doom. Look at that. So, like I was saying, the J cards are awesome. The format certainly is awesome, and how he puts it together too is awesome. The mean old boys. And so this J card, it's, you know, sometimes you get ones that maybe the printer job is a little janky, which a lot of times, I don't know, there's a very personal touch to that, and it's endearing. Having something shitty is kind of cool. This is not shitty, but it is very cool. So yeah, really, really well done layout. So you got the Doom soundtrack from 1993, Bobby Prince music. And then, check this out. Soundtrack to Mandy. Mandy was the Nicolas Cage joint, directed by the same guy who did Beyond the Black Rainbow. If you haven't seen Mandy for some weird reason, check it out. It's really cool. And the music is magnificent. So this is cool on a couple of levels. Again, it looks great. The layout is great. But what he did was Jordan has one side, which is the Johan Johansson soundtrack to the film. And then he puts the album, the folk album by Jeremiah Sands from the movie, the leader of the cult, what is it called? Children of the New Dawn. And I think the album's called Lift It Down or Lift It Down or something. Anyway, it's a real fictional album. And so you've got the soundtrack, and then you've got the folk album, which is pretty good. I almost said pretty folking good, but isn't that great? These fucking guys were awesome. And that weird cocaine that they got to snort. Man, that scene where she gets burned alive in that big sack. Fuck. Speaking of do-it-yourself, I'm about ready to... Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. I'm good. I love you. Oh, all right, go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Jeff, ladies and gentlemen. So, speaking of do-it-yourself, a lot of the music that I purchase typically is synthesizer music, dungeon synth, kind of prog, fantasy synth, comfortable synthesizer music. A lot of it is made, again, kind of like Myst, one at a time, in real time, labor of love. And, excuse me. So I live in Astoria, Oregon. I'm a big fan of, Jesus, I keep repeating myself. I'm a fan of synthesizer music. What's happening right now as I speak, October 6th, 2023, is there's a lot of really killer live performances going on with synth. You've got, I mean, obviously, you have the Northeast Dungeon Siege up in New England. There's a lot of the Great Lakes Dungeon Synth Collective. I don't think I said that properly, but you get what I'm saying. So you got the Midwest. You've got, not that the Great Lakes is the Midwest, but anyway, and then there's little spatterings of live performances going on the West Coast. Notably, we just had Mortis come out and play out at the Enchanted Forest and in Portland proper. There's a lot of really talented players in the Pacific Northwest, which is good. If you're looking at the map of who's where and what's cool where, New England is fucking crushing it. And then again, the Great Lakes area. And then we certainly out here on the West Coast have a lot of cool stuff. I try my hardest to help facilitate live shows here in Astoria. It's only happened twice. And that's great. And I look forward to more. Portland is getting a lot of really good shows. There's a fucking banger coming up here pretty quick. November 18th, I think it is, at the Star Theater. Fucking Mouthet, Somber Arcane, Cold Sanctum, Fenwalker, Jesus, and then Wraith Knight are going to be playing live. Blech. And I tried really hard to get that same show out here in Astoria, but it didn't work out. Bummer. But anyway, so the point of this ramble is that I try to pay a lot of attention to who's active in the Pacific Northwest, who's performing live, or who would be willing to perform live, who's even fucking out here. And then so in my internet travels, I stumbled upon FERNMAGE. FERNMAGE is a comfy synth project, for lack of, I mean, you know, it's very, to me, FERNMAGE is, you know, you call it comfy synth, but like, it sounds like the score or soundtrack to a fantasy movie of some sort. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very familiar, very comfortable, soothing synthesizer sounds, and it's a fucking magnificent project. He is based out of Eugene, Oregon. Eugene is like, I don't know, maybe 5 hours south of me. And anyway, so I struck up a conversation with him, reached out to say, hey, you know, your music is magnificent, you know, yada, yada, yada. And, but more on that in a second. I got his newest venture in the mail yesterday, actually. So you want to talk about packaging, you want to talk about presentation, you know, was just talking about how well Jordan does with his boots. Check this out. So here's the bubble mailer for FERNMAGE. So there's the FERNMAGE themselves sitting by a fire, and they're in a fucking recliner. Oofy. FM, FERNMAGE. I don't even like cutting into these things. This is my hoarding bug tells me to keep these in a box upstairs so that I may gaze upon them at a later date. All right. So, bubble mailer, FERNMAGE, comfy. Oh, fuck. So, a lot of the synth that I really like, the extras sometimes surpass the actual. Well, I wouldn't say it surpasses, but the addition of the extras certainly bumps up the entire package into a like really fucking cool mail day. It's fucking clever and it's fun, and they usually include like little toys or little trinkets, little tchotchkes. You know, I've got a bunch of Realm and Ritual. He includes hand poured candles with the tapes that he has. I know Fayad Productions usually does like little amulets or like little metal doodads. Where Gnome Records always has really fun things. So like they include little extras. But check this out. This comes with a sleep mask. Okay. It comes with some sleepy time tea. Holy shit. Dude, it is FERNMAGE branded sleepy time tea. Holy shit. Caffeine-free herbal tea. Chamomile, spearmint, lemongrass, tilia flowers, blackberry leaves, hawthorn, and rosebuds. He put this together. He put together a comfy sleep mask tea combination to come with the tape. I like how this very calming thing is borderline pissing me off. So here are some more of the extras that they do. Here's the FERNMAGE himself. Okay. You've got the FERNMAGE seal sticker. Seal itself. And then here is a sticker for the album. It's the same thing as on the mailer. It's the FERNMAGE in a recliner smoking a pipe next to the fire. Okay, so here's this. You've got the FERNMAGE wax seal and like a cassette koozie with very, very soft blankie. Okay. So here's the J card. You know what the album's called? Cruisin' for a Snoozin'. Cruising for a fucking snoozing. This is some of the absolute best packaging. There's a lot, but so here's the thing. There's a lot of labels that absolutely kill it. The aforementioned Fiad, Big Tobacco Records does an amazing job. They all do. Realm and Ritual, Where Gnome, but it's baffling to me. So if this is just the packaging, so this was number 13 of 15, which is great. If this is the amount of effort that they put into the packaging itself, you can only imagine the quality of the music. Like I said, it's just this hyper comfortable, calming, sedative, aural sedative. All right, so here's where I normally fuck up, and I'm gonna try really, really hard not to fuck this up. And I apologize for the length of this video. Oh, it's 21:12. Cool. I was just at 21 minutes and 12 seconds. So when I had reached out to FERNMAGE and told them, hey, I really, really appreciate what you do. And if you were ever looking to perform live, let me know. And if there's anything I can do to help facilitate that, I would be happy to. And they came back with, backtrack. Mandy, it comes with Cheddar Goblin buttons. Again, with the extras. Kind of see it there. So cool. All right, so I had said, if there's anything that I could do to help facilitate live performances in Astoria or what have you, just let you know. And their response was to send me a care package. And this was just out of the kindness of their own hearts. And they said, I have something special for you, and, keep an eye out. So this is what FERNMAGE sent me. I used to run a record store here in Astoria called Metalhead. It was primarily a heavy metal record store. Had it for about 5 years, 2015 to 2020, with a little break in between. And I would sell cassette tapes, and I still do sell cassettes. I was selling them at Raintown Vintage Collective, and I'm about ready to have a little corner over at the Lonely Crab, which is, if you are in Astoria ever, you have to go by the Lonely Crab. That place rules, and we'll soon have a whole bunch of synth tapes. But anyway, so they sent me some stuff to do with what I will give out to friends, maybe sell in a store. So again, with these bubble mailers, here is a bubble mailer with the FERNMAGE. Inside the bubble mailer is a whole bunch of those stickers that I showed you. So lots of those. There's a bubble mailer specific to an album. Here goes my can. So with these came mittens. Are we seeing a theme? Comfort. These were made, I believe, by their partner, Love the Stars, at Love the Stars with a Z. So, crocheted mittens to go along with the cassettes. last. So 2 different albums here. We've got this nice velvet sort of protector, pink seal, and then this is the Bracken Lore album. So I got 2 of these. Each one handmade. Each one made specifically for me. Dig these. This is for the Bracken Lore album. Four of these were made. I have 3 of the 4 made. Knowing me, I'm probably just gonna keep these, but how cool would that be to walk into a store, you're unfamiliar with a record store, you're cruising around for tapes, and you see these things, and you look at them, you take them apart, and you see that it's very clearly synthesizer music, made very lovingly, very intentionally, each one by hand. I'd lose my fucking mind if I saw something like this at a brick and mortar location. So those are great. Look at these. So the protectors or the cases have butterfly, moss, mushrooms, nice green forest floor, mossy velvet. And this is from the Speak Frond and Enter. So every time I've tried, like I said, every time I try to talk about this, I go on for a long time and I stammer just because the amount of effort that they put in, and look at this one. This one has little twigs hot glued onto it. It's amazing. But it blows me away that they even did this for me, but it blows me away that, just the kindness associated to this and the dedication and talent to doing something like this is staggering. So I think I'm going to keep this. I think this is how I show the 20 of you that are watching this, this is how I show them my appreciation. So very, very late, but FERNMAGE, thank you. All right, that's it from me. Almost a half hour. I hope you guys are good. I hope the rest of your day is good. We'll talk to you soon.